What's up, what's up, what's up? We are going live right now with B.A.S.S, aka Brandon Casters. If you do not know the man, here he is, live.
I think it's working.
Can you hear me? Alright, welcome back to the first ever A.O.A podcast. Our special guest today is Brandon Casters. He makes some really awesome stuff, but today we're kind of gonna start off the topic with just like spring fishing and stuff. Maybe answer some questions from the viewers. I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. So we'll start it out with, well, first introduce yourself and who you are and all that.
So my name is Brandon Carstens. I'm just your average day Midwest angler. I'm a sophomore. Just like everyone else in this live, I have a great love for fishing.
He's a legendary swim bait maker, though.
Yes, I do make lures. Coming up on like 6-7 years now of me doing that. And it just so happens that this was the year I got in contact with John B. And I'm doing projects for him. I'm currently working on a Gyarados lure, which is right over there. You guys can't see it, but
I'll like put it or a picture of it or something in the podcast. I'll edit it in for you guys.
okay.
Yeah, but you've probably actually seen his stuff if you've been around my account long enough or lately. I've been linking some of his stuff. It's really cool, very impressive indeed. Actually, I also have an MTB that just came in the mail, so I can open that up during this podcast as well. That would be cool.
Okay, sweet.
But yeah, let's get started on the topic.
That open water bite just got me reminiscing. You saw if you keep up with me, you saw the post that I made yesterday. I'm itching for, that open water bite.
Oh,
ice
yeah.
fishing's cool and all, but
it gets old.
Fun.
There's only so much especially where we live, and like very end of the ice fishing area. Like you go any farther south, you don't have ice. So we have like some of the worst ice fishing where we are.
Well, we also live in Illinois, so it's like,
yeah.
It
would be different if it was like up north where it's insane.
Exactly. Say we were in Wisconsin or Minnesota.
I would love ice fishing if I lived up there, but around here I'm like,
oh, absolutely. All right, so the podcast, we both kind of talked about spring fishing, which is the topic we're on. We're kind of on right now.
Yeah.
What exactly did you want to talk about? Because it's a pretty big topic.
Yeah, that's the thing about it. I just figured we would touch base with it, and once we get started on a topic within spring fishing, kind of roll with it throughout the podcast, and stick with it, go in depth on that. Do you ever fish?
So on that note, I might as well ask you a question. What is going to be your top 5 or top? How many ever baits for the spring? What are you going to be rocking as soon as that ice thaws?
Well, I know based off of last year, I'll do it that way. I did a lot of kayak fishing early in the season, and going out on rock piles and stuff a lot, fishing in that places where the fish would be because of the heat. A lot of rocks is like what I concentrated on last spring. I fished bigger swim baits was one of my top baits that I really put a beat down on a lot of big fish. It's like one of the best times of year to fish them. And I know but I would say that spinnerbait, drop shot, with Ned rig were my probably biggest 4, and I don't know what a 5th would be. But those were like baits that I had tied on pretty much anywhere I went this spring. Especially spinnerbait and swimbait were probably top 2, I would say. But
so,
what are you thinking?
As far as spring fishing goes, I like to keep moving baits tied on. These bass are going to be moving out from the deeper water they've been chilling in all winter to a little bit shallower stuff. They're trying to find points or cuts, shallower water places they can spawn.
Yeah, they're staging up in those spawning waters.
In order to catch those fish, a lot of anglers, they kind of swear by the whole moving bait bite, which I'm kind of bandwagon. Like I follow the same thing. I'm gonna have a spinnerbait tied on for sure. Definitely, like you said, some swim baits.
Yeah.
You see here, jerk baits, rattle traps. Can't go wrong with
I completely forgot about that one. Jerkbait's another one. Jerkbait is my fifth one. I completely passed that over.
For me, at least, like personal experience, Jerkbaits just does a number on them in the spring and in the fall.
Well, I didn't even like last year. I didn't get into the jerkbait thing because I was still kind of new to some baits. Like I never really cared for the jerkbait last year until the very end of the spring. I started throwing it and really catching a lot of fish on it and like realizing how good of a bait it actually is. And even on top of that, the specific, like, not specifics, the importance of a cheap bait versus like a mega bass and how much of a difference it actually makes.
So true.
It's a brick wall between the two. Like,
right.
Two different lures completely.
I'm the same way. I totally swear by jerkbaits. They're probably one of my more favorite hard baits to fish, right alongside swim baits and glide baits. You know, the fish just, they can't stand that like erratic motion where there's just, you know, fine little wobble. It's just kind of all up in their face. They can't like resist not hitting, you know, a shad style jerkbait or a minnow style jerkbait, or really whatever the color is given like the conditions. They're not going to be able to resist, especially if they're in that, you know, pre-spawn phases where they're trying to stock up on food before the spawn. It's definitely a good way to go.
And you can target, you can like you can like change the bait specifically for the conditions too. I know Mega Bass especially has like every color and pattern you can think of, and they got the foggy, the reflective, and the normal like glossy paint. They just got literally everything. And I've heard some podcasts and some talks with pros where they go in depth on that. It's like you can only they master one bait so much where you can use it in any situation almost. It's
that brings up an interesting point. One thing I've done is I've kind of like tested my jerk baits. So I have the whole Mega Bass Vision 110s. I have, you know, Rapala ripstops. I've got them all. But what I have done is I've tested them in colder water conditions. So I'll make like a little fish tank, put ice cubes in there, get it super cold, and then what I'll do is I'll put extra split rings on the hooks to get that bait to suspend perfectly. You get a suspending bait right in the bass's face, especially if it's a jerk bait, game over.
Make
you know,
like
that one little split ring that you modify your jerk bait with, that could be the difference between tournament winning and tournament losing. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, it's very like I've said, the pros I've listened to and stuff, they explained all that in depth, and it's just putting versus one in the front and one versus back. It changes the swim of the bait too. On top of that, versus not just the suspending, is the swim.
Well, yeah, it doesn't affect the swim, and you can also get your bait to sit whatever
everything.
Water count you want it to be at with those extra split rings, how many ever you choose to add. Yeah, it's
one of those things that people don't realize how
in-depth fishing gets.
Yeah, and it's even people that fish every day. It's like there's levels of fishing.
Right.
Where you can go to that extreme.
Oh, yes, I know. There's a couple other things that I'm gonna try and dabble in with this year.
It's so tedious too, but it's like you can change so like you can catch way more fish.
You can adjust how the bill, like you can adjust your bill to get the swim right. You can, you know, you name it. There's a million things you can do nowadays to modify baits to your liking to get fish. You have, like hit that bait or get that extra bite or reaction bite, whatever it is. There's always a modification that can be done given the circumstances.
Like everything from jigs to literally every bait you can do a lot too.
Right. It could be the smallest little change, but it can make a world of difference.
Oh yeah.
But like I was saying, there's a few things I want to try and get into this year. One of which is, you know how like there's beads and rattle traps. Right. So I'm pretty sure they're called like knockers. So there's like you paint blank. So you know how like there's like a tube inside the blank where they store those beads, right? So when I say knocker, I mean like
the bigger beads.
In this tube, there's either
the stationary.
There's so many beads, right?
Yeah.
So a one knocker would simply be one bead, and it's just gonna be like a really clunking sound.
Like this smaller one in the bottom.
Yeah, that's a perfect example.
There's a bigger one in the bottom that's kind of stationary, but it has a little bit of space to move, and then there's smaller ones on the top that makes a different higher pitched rattle.
Right. So that's what I'm trying to get into. Like 1, 2 knockers, they're both kind of more of a clunking sound, and then you get into like all the million tiny beads that are just giving off the craziest sounds or whatnot. I don't know. Like I said, there's just always that extra step that can be taken while fishing, and it's your choice to go however far you choose.
Exactly. You know, these pros, that's all they do is like they have all this, and it has to be dialed in. Like,
have you seen behind the scenes, like before tournament day videos?
Not a lot.
Where guys out at their boat at 3 in the morning, just testing, modifying, getting everything situated, baits tied on, for their hundreds of rods. It's mind blowing how.
That's what it takes to go pro.
Yeah, this can really go.
That pro level, you got to compete. It's not like it used to be. I mean, not trash talking to old pros, but like back in the day.
It was, I know, I hear you.
It's fishing, but like nowadays, everyone's trying to be the biggest and the best, and to compete against those guys, you have to be the biggest and the best, and you have to go that hard because someone's always going to go harder and make this industry even better. Someone's always going that next step, and that's how all these great baits get out there and stuff.
Right. So, kind of swinging back to the spring topic, what's your goal for this spring, or more so this year, 2021? What are you trying to achieve?
Well, I do want to get out on the kayak more. If you guys already know, I do have my new kayak. I'm going to be doing more videos with that as well, doing reviews and stuff on it. But I want to get into the tournament side of things again. It's been a few years since I've been really fishing tournaments hard. I did Wednesday nighters last year, but that's about it. But I want to get into bigger tournaments, and with the money I have right now and everything, I have my truck. I figured the best way to do it, to compete fairly at least, where, I could take my 15-foot aluminum out, but I'm going up against these bass boats that can beat me to the spots. Which, I've done good in that thing against those bass boats, and I've gotten like 3rd place in it, but it doesn't happen every day. Where if I use my kayak and I fish these kayak tournaments, I'm a little more fairly paired up against these other guys on these lakes. But that's my plan, is to get into that a little more, do some bigger tournaments, get a name for myself in the kayak fishing world in the area. Along with that, just have a better year than last year, because last year I kind of slacked on the amount of I want to get out more. Definitely a big one.
I totally hear you. Honestly, I'm kind of gonna stick with you and try and get myself into tournament fishing more.
And it's a good way to learn. You really learn how to fish good.
Definitely is. I got a rig in the garage that I'm trying to legally get situated. It's a big load of paperwork, but I think by springtime we'll be able to get that puppy out.
I actually found a John boat.
Well, I guess there's 2 more things. Like you said, get out there more, have a better year than last. That's everyone's, goal. And finally catch a PB. I want to get a big in the boat this year.
I gotta do that again too. It's been 4 or 5 years now since I caught my PB, which is too long.
Yeah.
I've come close, but I think it was my first year ever really like fishing that I caught it, and I haven't been able to come even like within a pound of it since. I think the biggest thing I've caught since is about 6 pounds.
You did catch it in Illinois, right?
Yeah, in a private pond.
Okay, so...
Which, I mean...
It's Illinois, but the fish you did catch was... For Illinois, it's very respectable.
Oh, yeah. I've come
to get myself one of those. But,
it's possible. I've got the places to do it. I've got the places.
It's not likely by any means. If I want to have a shot at catching a fish that size, or even bigger for that matter, I'm
what's your PB?
Book it south, or, you know, book it to these more... Just better locations, better states.
Well, what's your PB right now?
It's sitting on about 5.
Oh, you can break that. You can break that easily. And
no, I know, but it's like, it's a matter of me getting out there as well, of dedication. It's like,
yeah.
You know, kind of got to see how it goes. Right now, I'm kind of limited with what I can do, but you know, it's winter, and it's a lot of time before spring. I should be all right by then, but
we gotta hide. You know, I have my few lakes, and those are gonna be big spring lakes.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, there's a couple spots that I'm
huge chance of catching your PB
at. To fish for, both of which I'm definitely not supposed to. If I get caught, you know, it's not going to be pretty. But
that's the difference between.
So it's definitely worth it.
I have a spot like that.
Reward is
that now I can't fish it anymore because they built a warehouse in front of it.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Get this.
They got security circling the warehouse all the time now.
Yeah. So there's this one spot that I always tell you about when we pass it, right?
Yeah.
Me and my buddies, the 3 of us are leaving, and my friend loses his phone.
Oh.
And this is like, you know, 2-3 foot of just weeds everywhere. Like, the fact that he found it is just a miracle. But, so because he went back to find his phone, right as me and my other friend were leaving, a cop rolls up. And we have to hop this, like, 8-ish foot fence. And there's a big-ass sign, no trespassing, right in front of us. So it's not like we could be, we didn't see it. No, we didn't know.
Screwed, yeah.
But, like, you know, I'm kind of pissed, but at the same time, like, there's just a warning. There's really big bass in there, so I'm going to definitely risk it again. But, you know, just gotta see how it goes.
Get a fake ID.
But, like, I have to get a fake ID for the place.
For fishing.
The worker's place. I don't know how...
Get a fake ID.
Because I'd have to sneak in with, like, a lab coat and everything, but,
is that...
Gotta do what you gotta do, I guess.
The park that, you were talking about? I think I know what it is.
Yeah. I don't want to say too much on here.
Yeah, I know. People will be like, oh...
But 6 people watching, they're probably from all over the world, but... You know, it's not just for my sake.
Yeah. Well.
So, you opening that box or what?
Yeah, I'm gonna open it really quick. Just to. Oh, cool, dude. That's pretty dope.
Oh, you got the new Buka design, or the new Catchco design. Did Buka design that? I don't know.
This is the gill. The bull gill.
No, I know it's made by Catchco, correct?
Yeah, it's his.
But it's like
I'm amazed they sent that. That's cool. It might be. I don't think it's as. I don't know.
It sure as hell looks like a Buka design.
That's cool. I wanted to buy one of these just because.
Yeah, I was thinking about just getting one to have it, but like, I don't know, I have better stuff coming my way, or better stuff in the box already. So. Dude,
you got a deal on that. Was someone just selling it?
Oh, right. Yeah. So, for the viewers and for your sake, I'll explain the situation again. So I was on Facebook the other day. My friend convinced me to get back on Facebook. You know, I had it, but like I don't use it. So in the past couple months, I joined all of these SWIMBAIT groups, and you know, some of which are a buy-sell trade SWIMBAIT group. And I found this insane deal of a lure or SWIMBAIT, custom designed. It's the same guy that built John B.'s turtle. He sold me one of his designs. It's initially $150 lure. I got it for $40, which is
Was it
insane.
the actual guy?
No.
Oh.
It was just a dude who like has SWIMBAITs but hadn't used for it anymore. He told me he only fished it like 1 or 2 times to test the action, but...
Why would you... Oh my goodness, dude.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, like, this guy makes his own baits as well, and he also got, like, just chock full of gear, so he's, like, trying to...
That's a cool bait, though, like...
out-mold him with the new. But no, it is really cool, and I am more than stoked to get this thing in the mail. I'm probably just gonna do a backflip or something, I don't know.
Do it right now on the podcast.
Right, with one leg.
Oh yeah, one leg.
One leg. So, what else is there? What else can we talk about?
A cool sticker.
Sticker?
Well, what did we go over? We went over PBs. What we're doing.
What the?
Well, I'm drawing a blank right now. I don't know. We could answer some questions really quick. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah, so... I guess we could go.
Oh yeah, so I did want to talk about, I'm talking with, I can't remember exactly what their name is. Someone I know on Instagram is doing a trying to do a documentary on bowfin this year.
Who's this?
I gotta look it up. But
Right.
they are gonna try to make like a video documentary, and like it's gonna be cool to chase after those fish. And he has a few really good spots for them, which I've never, down by me there's not too many spots. I've caught a few on accident during tournaments, but chasing these fish they're pure muscle. They're fun fish to fight, but they're gonna be
so as far as
really cool.
Catching them, how are you going to go about that? Are you going to be throwing like lures for them or cut bait or?
Frogs and stuff like that. Flipping them mad.
Okay, yeah, so baits. We just throw cut bait for them, and we'll have 4 or 5 rods out, and 3 or 4 of them will go off at once, and we're just battling these 9-10 pound fish that have absolutely no remorse for you. They're just going to fight until they snap off or they get caught. That's usually how it goes.
The last time I caught one, it's a funny story actually. I was doing a frog fishing challenge with one of my buddies where we could only use frogs. He's like not really a big fisherman, but it was like fisherman versus non-fisherman frog fishing challenge, and we had 3 ponds, no, 3 bodies of water, 2 ponds, 1 river, on foot. And it was like 1 hour at each spot, and we each got to pick like 3 different frogs. I picked a packet of plastic frogs and 2 like a popper frog and like a normal walking frog. But I actually took a Texas rig hook and took this plastic frog and just like Texas rigged it and threw it in this bush in the river. And I hooked this thing, and I thought it was a 5-pound bass. This thing was massive, flipping around. It was my first ever bowfin. Oh my goodness, dude. It scared the crap out of me. But it was funny.
How big was it?
I got a picture of it. I don't know the exact weight. It was probably right around 3 pounds. It was a fat.
Yeah, it does not take much to
muscle, dude.
Take those things off.
Holy cow.
Yeah,
I didn't know what to do with it. I'm like, what the heck is this thing? Like,
that sparks another like little memory or thought of mine. This marsh, there's like a 2-mile long dock, and you are right level with the water. So there's just these, from a top view, they look like eels. You'll just see an eel swim under the dock, or it'll be, you could reach down and literally pet the thing. I'm not kidding you. So I've been down this marsh dozens of times, trying to catch one on like a lure. I've thrown frogs for them, I've thrown flukes, I've thrown Senkos, basically anything you typically see bowfin caught on lure-wise.
Mm-hmm.
And they wanted nothing to do with it. The second I put on a little live line bluegill, top water, just smashed the thing. Didn't even think twice. They're very unique fish, and I don't know. If you don't have any experience with them, I definitely recommend going out there, maybe setting up a trip where you can target them just to feel that fire, that experience. It's something totally different, the freshwater fishing.
Oops. Let me,
That's my personal opinion.
I gotta start this recording. I'm having technical difficulties now.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Isn't correct. I'm just gonna clip it together, you know?
Yeah.
Alright, what were we saying?
Alright, so I'll ask the question again to make it sound somewhat normal. As far as the custom lures that you're kind of dabbling in with, the wooden ones, what do you got going so far?
Well, I got like I got my carp, which is big and beefy, and it's gonna take a lot to eat that. Whatever is gonna eat that, I think. Gotta take that one up to Wisconsin for sure. But I also have something that's kind of similar to this, but a bigger size.
Okay. It works right now?
It works. I gotta paint it though. It worked when I tested it. And then I'm also working on a smaller version of this too. Like not this small, but smaller than what I got. It's pretty much the same thing, just a smaller size. I'm just right now I got a lot of other things going on. I'm like taking a break right now just to take care of some stuff, but I'm gonna be hopping back on it within hopefully by the end of the week, start making stuff again. Yeah, I've been slacking though the last few days.
Yeah,
I know you've been going crazy with it.
I've been grinding, but everything except John B's lure. Like, I've been working my ass off.
Don't let him hear that.
Dude, John's bait for some reason.
The most important one.
I know. I look at it and I'm just like, God, you know what? I need to sand that whole thing again. Like,
You're like,
sanding's definitely the boring part, and I just don't want to do it. I've got, probably 1/16 of it done, but I got a long way to go.
It's gonna be interesting painting that. You gotta match that blue pretty hard.
You know what? Here's what I'm gonna do. So, everybody on TikTok or Instagram, everyone wants it to be a shiny version. So I'm gonna do the OG like blue colored, but then I'm also gonna like kind of oversaturate the blue and incorporate like a silver kind of color. So it's like metallic-y as well as the normal blue.
Yeah, I can see that.
I mean, obviously I'm pretty far from that step, but
oh yeah.
It's work in progress. That's all I can say.
Fun stuff. That thing's gonna be cool. I can't wait to see it in his videos and stuff. I know he's gonna love that thing.
Yeah, for sure. He already does. I mean,
yeah, I was gonna say, has he had any? Has he seen it or anything yet?
Has he seen it?
Like, what does he think about it?
Oh, right. Yeah. So every time I DM him, he's like, "Yo, this thing's sick," or whatever. Just like typical John shit. Like, "Yo, this thing's dope. Like, I can't wait to get this," or "Wow, you're killing it," etc., etc. Cool. It's definitely a good feeling to hear, especially because it's like the first time I've ever done anything this absurd and this crazy.
Oh, yeah.
As per John B, I'll do it.
I mean, even TikTok and all that, you're kind of blowing up with that. That bait is like pushing you through.
More benefit than just doing it for John B, apparently. And only after I jumped on TikTok I found that out. Or I think I'm gonna post a few more reels in the next upcoming weeks, like probably just of my TikToks. Those seemingly do, fairly decent.
Yeah, that's well.
It's got a lot of attention so far, and we're not even halfway done.
From what I see, Instagram, when you also, since you have kind of a YouTube channel, right? Not really, but like it's there.
I have a channel, but I don't post on it. It's got like 60 subs. It's just there.
You should post. I was thinking about this the other day. You should post your TikToks, like the John B ones, on your YouTube as YouTube Shorts. Excuse me. Because right now YouTube's really pushing those videos a lot because they're trying to compete with TikTok. My buddy, Every platform is. Instagram, like
that's what I was just about to say.
Every platform is pushing those short videos that are under a minute. But I'm telling you, post some of those that go viral on TikTok. Post them on YouTube as well, and it's gonna get you a lot of organic reach, pretty easily from new people, like fresh people that are just on YouTube.
And then if I do decide to take that extra mile, I'll have the
and then you already have a footprint made, and then you can go and make longer videos eventually if you want to. I would suggest doing that though, just because from what I've seen, like the fish finesser, the fish finesser had a video he posted that was like that, and it got crazy amounts of views. My buddy A.O.A, lately he's been slacking on the longer videos. He hasn't had time to make them, so he started making these shorts off of his old videos. Like he would cut sections out of them and make these shorts. He's getting, like, he would get a couple hundred views on his videos, and he's getting thousands of views on these shorts, like in a few days, and they keep growing, and they're just going insane.
I posted 2 reels today on the bait account just for the hell of it, see what it's all about. Within 15 minutes, they both had like 2-3K views, and I
Holy cow!
15 followers. Like, I mean, it's not a lot, but like, maybe not.
It's a good number, yeah.
If I did that every day.
Exactly, and the more you post, like, it's just the reach grows over time.
Right.
But yeah, I would definitely try to dabble in the YouTube thing for sure. It is definitely worth it.
Up to more social media platforms recently, just because I feel it's pretty good or necessary.
Definitely. I mean, especially in today's age, like, you can't have a business without promoting yourself. The more you
crash and burn if you don't utilize the internet. That's
in every part of it. And YouTube's one of those things. Like, Instagram's falling apart, kind of. Like, it's slowly deteriorating.
Right.
Slowly. TikTok is gonna be there eventually. YouTube's one of the only ones that's still, like, it's not like it used to be where it's crazy, but it's a good solid base, and YouTube's never going anywhere. It's always gonna be here, strong. So that's
but it's definitely gonna get harder to be known as the years go on, because it's going to get to the point where everyone's doing it. And then, honestly, YouTube might even, like, have a relapse to the point where everyone's doing it, that everyone just gives up. Even, like, the big guys, John B. All these kids are just on there posting whatever content they feel is necessary
to post on their
channel.
What is he doing?
Like, he just dies. And then, one day, 4 years down the road, it'll pop up like nothing. Like the Pokemon game right now. It was dead 8 months ago, and now it's booming. Like, you can't even get cards, assuming you are in the trade or whatever. You can't even get them in stores right now. It's nuts.
Insane.
But I feel like YouTube might have the same thing where everyone stops using it, and then so many months or years later it comes back, and it'll be like the old YouTube where you can get big with one video, or
it's gonna be insane too.
Posting good content. But who knows? That's just a theory. It's my thought.
Yeah, that's a pretty good thought, though. Definitely a good thought. I can see that happening. I mean, it's very, very logical.
Right.
But yeah, definitely check that out. But it's like these platforms. There's always a new one out there, and it's like I've learned that I kind of missed the early TikTok thing, but
I did too. I didn't just get on until like a month ago.
You can like hop, like it was like YouTube when it's still like YouTube when YouTube was fresh. If you post the right stuff, you can really crank in.
Right.
Like the following I've got on TikTok is insane, and it's like for nothing.
Yeah, I know. Right. I think we kind of steered off the whole fishing topic. You want to bring it back?
Who's that?
A.O.A. Fishing?
What the heck? Someone just made a fake account just now. I think I know who it is too.
Goofy.
Well, I think it's a pretty good cast. I think we can. Be able to call it.
Who knows where it'll be from here?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what you should do? You should make that little like loft up in your garage. Turn that into like a part-time podcast thing.
Yeah.
You can have people like as guests in the actual center.
Yeah, I was gonna do either that or I got the room next to me that we were gonna make into my bedroom, and I was gonna actually make that like my podcast room and bedroom, like set it up. So I think that's the plan. I was gonna put like foams on the walls so it was better sound and make it really nice. Have guests, but I guess that's it, guys. We'll wrap it up here. If you have not yet, make sure you subscribe to the channel or wherever you are watching this, Instagram, TV, I'm gonna have it on as well. But I need a name for my podcast because I don't think I'm gonna do like the A.O.A podcast. I think that's too simple. I need a specific name, like special for me. If you guys got any ideas, leave them down below in the comments. But go sub or follow and check out his content. He has a main account, and I'll link all that stuff down below as well. But I'll see you guys on the next podcast. I'll let you guys know what it is and who I'm going live with. Keep you up to date on my Instagram story and bio. I'll be doing hopefully one a week. I'm gonna try to do, I think. But I'll see you guys later. Hope you enjoyed and learned a little something. And see you guys in the next podcast. Have a nice night.
All right.